Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where Sim Update 5's beta has just begun. And really excited about this. We'll see what's going on. I haven't looked at the changelog or anything like that. As usual, when the beta first starts, the stream will be chaptered out through the changelog, so if you're wanting to scrub through at the end, or when you're watching this later, I'll have it all chaptered out for specific things like career, VR, bug fixes, everything else. So we'll start off with this because I see, let's see. We'll have separate progress. All right, that's the same. Making career and challenge league progress separate. Career. Okay, I think this is all the same. Never mind. Okay, we can skip this. I thought it was gonna be something different, but we're good. There is new mapping on the keyboard, so just so you know, Alt 1 is toggle nameplates. Alt 2 is toggle taxi ribbon. Alt 3 toggle landing ribbon. Alt 4 toggle CFD, Alt 5 toggle wake turbulence display, and Alt 6 toggle 3D thermals display, and changed VR toolbar toggle keyboard mapping to left control, and mapped VR toolbar toggle on gamepads to RB left stick and R1 and L3. Switched mapping of eye tracking resetting keyboard 2024 transversal profile from the Alt 8 to left shift and space. Just thought I'd mention that too, just in case. So the other thing too, this beta is starting with PC, both Steam and Windows users, and then Xbox. PlayStation will be happening hopefully soon. No definitive date on that, but they're working on it, so just letting you know. Regardless, let us dive into Sim Update 5 Beta 1.7.6.0 release notes. Oh, it's so exciting being back to this, my goodness. It's been a couple months since I've dove into some release notes. But hello, Kason and Dirtaman. And Diecast with the $4.99, catching up on all the streams I missed this week. Hope all is well. Very much appreciated again, Diecast. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for your continued support. I very much appreciate it. And Sush, James, welcome as well. But alright, I won't be reading chat for a little bit, because I want to get through this. So, without further ado, let us dive into the release notes for the Beta 1. New content. Upgraded Toby SDK to version 9.0.4.26. The aircraft variation type is now displayed on the aircraft selector tile, and the prompt exit aircraft is now properly hidden when the HUD is hidden in the settings menu. Added an option to hide the HUD in walk around view. Nice, I like that. Added feedback when a world photographer collection has been fully completed, and added a hover state on the live slider in flight conditions when selecting it with a gamepad rather than directly selecting the live slider. Stability and performance. Optimization of airport parking lots, parked cars system, memory and performance optimization of building generation, memory and performance optimization of the particle effects system, optimization of memory usage of NPC aircraft, of culling in the renderer, and of electrical system code for large electrical systems, as well as of cockpit code. Fixed crash occurring when executing the engine autopilot with no engines, performance optimization in the texture system, and performance optimization of the boat and bridge systems. Avoid freeze when mounting unmounting packages with a lot of exclusion rectangles. Fixed a memory corruption that could lead to a memory leak and random crashes, and fixed a potential crash and stutters using FSR frame generation on NVIDIA cards. And improve performance in forest areas. I like that, because you kind of notice that a lot in search and rescue missions, where if there's a lot of trees going on, it kind of freaks out, so that'll be fun to test out. General bug fixes. Fixed a bug where city and town names were missing their POI markers. Thanks, community. Hey, that was something I saw brought up a lot, so there you go. You get those back. Fixed input action with mod up being active while key was not released. Fixed an issue where the airport name was no longer displayed after selecting an airport or a point of the world map in free flight. Fixed an issue where the times flown around the world was not properly displayed in the user profile page. Fixed an issue where the live traffic altitude information could be incorrect and display an unrealistic value. Fixed an issue where the total flight time was empty when no flight were completed in the pilot profile. Fixed an issue where the marketplace icon was missing on the world map filters. I love that we're seeing some PS5 stuff. Nice. So again, PlayStation users will get the beta at some point, hopefully not too far in the future. Maybe a bit delayed because of PSVR 2. No guarantees on that. But anyways, on PS5 fixed an error that wrongfully reported insufficient available storage, and fixed red band in one frame when toggling off HDR on PS5 with 4K output resolution. Fixed frame rate multiplier always reset to ×2. Fixed an issue where some bindings were not displayed in the VR setting menu. Removed mention of ISA temperature from weather panel. Fixed issue with time slider setting incorrect day when local time goes after 23:59. Fixed tail number not taking into account the 9-character limit on console. Fixed the timer stopping during low altitude races when spamming pause. The fuel gauge in the fuel and payload is no longer displayed for aircraft not carrying any fuel. Fixed a small visual inconsistency when hovering cloud layers in the weather panel. Fixed an issue where the cloud indicator cloud disappears after being hovered in the weather panel. Fixed the hover state of the icons of the toolbar. Fixed an issue where the right here in the chat box was not properly localized in non-English languages. Fixed an issue where the wrong aircraft thumbnails were used at several places in-game, mainly for activities. Fixed an issue where the selected tile was no longer marked as selected after hovering it either with the mouse or a gamepad. Fixed challenge ghosts not being transparent when it was very close to the player. Removed weather panel humidity slider since humidity is no longer used. Added audio feedback when changing tab with a gamepad. Fixed an issue where the selected runway was not displayed under the runway UI. Fixed an issue where the seaplane base markers were only appearing when the airport and seaplane base filters were enabled at the same time. Changing the interaction system with a gamepad or the keyboard no longer breaks the cockpit interactions until the mouse is used. Deactivated the showcase tab of the panel camera when outside of the aircraft. Deactivated the showcase tab of the panel camera. I don't know what that means, but I use the showcase camera a lot, so I guess we'll mess with that. Fixed incorrect text size rendering for XML gauges. Moving over to aircraft. Fixed an issue causing aircraft with multiple propellers to sometimes have only a single prop rotating after rebuilding the aircraft's package. Added missing parameters to define power and thrust threshold behavior on legacy propellers with a low beta. Fixed wrong force feedback on aircraft that was causing the balloon basket to lift or tilt under extreme wind speeds. I mean, we're pretty experts at 150 mile an hour hot air balloon flights. Improved wake turbulence simulation, including self-induced feedback loop on helicopters. Improved visualization and colors of all turbulence visualizations, CFD, wake, and thermals. Improved CFD simulations on building edges. New parameters for surfaces, version and modifier, local, angle, and scalar. Added a ZVEL body axis parameter to specify an airspeed in IAS. Fixed a crash in the NPC aircraft simulation creation. Fixed a crash in the flap system loading aircraft with no or incomplete flap definitions. Fixed incorrect wing flex on gliders on flight intro screen when wind is set to very high speeds, such as 150 knots. Fixed an issue causing elevator trim axis to be reversed on the Cessna 172, Cessna 208B, and Cubcrafter's X-Cub compared to other aircraft. Added an extra type of cover for windshield plus new generic covers to be used for anything that doesn't match the existing cover types. Fixed an issue causing the rotorcraft covers to sometimes appear offset from the rotor model in multiplayer. Added new DevMode window to display accessible frequencies. Fixed an issue causing some instrument highlights to flicker in some cases. Added a few extra key events to control open and closing doors. Close aircraft doors crashing. Open aircraft doors, and set aircraft doors. Fixed an issue that caused most flight parameters for the radios to be ignored when skipping to the next state in missions. Searching with marketplace item name in the aircraft selector will now display the related aircraft. Added support for screen emissive code and button emissive factor dynamic parameters to the AS140 sim attachment. Fixed an issue that caused persistent variables to not get saved when going back to the main menu. Fixed an issue that prevented localization files from being used within sim attachments. Wake turbulence intensity fine-tuning for NPC aircraft. For sim attachment heading indicator 2 knobs heading bug, not following movement of the compass. When in modern propeller version 2 or later, rotation is ignored as a way to define rotation direction of propellers, as it is deprecated way to define rotation orientations. And added new versioning system to propeller system. Prop thrust SimVar now displays modern thrust value if version is 2 or higher. And now we're moving on to some specific planes here. So, fixed pink textures in the Boeing business jet variation return Boeing 737 engine thrust to align more closely with the reference data. FMC leg RMP is now used if available. Fixed an issue where the thrust limit changed to climb immediately after takeoff when not using toga button to set takeoff thrust. Autopilot fixed an issue where autopilot arming did not work unless the glide slope signal was received. PFD HUD fixed ILS FMC frequency and course disagree indication and added received ILS FMC ident disagree indication. Improved the logic used to generate smooth VNAV descent paths. Improved initialization state when spawning on final approach. Fixed an issue causing the toggle all lights keybind to not work. Ooh, does that mean? Hang on. Let me do a little quick check on that, and then we'll continue on here. Did the light finally get fixed? Because that would be great to see. And then we'll kind of dive into everything here. Let me see what's going... Not F1. What am I doing? Because I would love to see that dome light finally get fixed on the 737 here. I just want to see if that's what they're talking about. Do we have any new liveries? Doesn't look like... Okay, no, nothing new for that just yet. Alright, let's pop in here really quick. Just head somewhere in the night. There we go. And then while that loads in, we'll continue here. And fixed an issue causing the spoiler handle not to be affected by controls from peripherals. Moving over to the Grand Caravan, fixed low brightness of decals, breakers, dashboard console, overhead, and pedestal. Left aileron neutral state fixed in animation. Tuned gear spring constant plus wheels new contact model to fix ground control instability. Ooh. Okay. Added dependency of propeller blade pitch change rate on oil pressure. And fixed incorrect initialization of the propeller blade pitch angle in cold and dark state. The propeller is now initialized directly in feathered position at 78 degrees. The X-Cub fixed autopilot breakers linked. The CL415 fixed an issue causing the CL415 liquid dropping to shut down the liquid dropping doors slightly before the tanks are fully empty. Glider enabled full functionality of the WebView profiler, which allows for fine-grained analysis of JS execution and layout times, as well as memory allocations. Alright, hang on, let's see. Well, it's not on, which is great. Oh, it can finally be turned off. Yes. Oh my, I'm already happy with Sim Update 5. My goodness. I hate you. Perfect. The dome light can finally be turned off. That is excellent. All right. I thought that's what I was assuming that's what they meant, but I wanted to check it out. So that is awesome to see that finally fixed. The Diamond DA62 fixed missing gear compression. The Cabri G2 added missing highlight on yoke and checklist. The ES30 fixed discrepancy between flight director and pitch indicator when autopilot is engaged. Hot air balloon fixed an issue causing the hot air balloon to take off on its own when starting on a runway. Aircraft core systems, electricity system, fixed ZIMVARs in system definition CFG, not using requested units but default one instead. Version 2.2 and up required. Fixed an issue causing aircraft using bus lookup index SIMVAR in different XML variable to sometimes cause some of the SIMVAR read writes to receive invalid indices. Fixed an issue causing name-based indices not to work properly for key events. Fixed wear and tear info not fully loaded from CFG file. fixed suppliers having no load when directly connected to a consumer, added consumers list and battery details panel in debug window, added batteries and consumer list of suppliers, fixed breakers not having any load when on a line leading to a bus, minor version 1 or above of the electrical system will have to be set in the settings.config definition, and fixed an issue causing crashes on aircraft with a very number of lines and circuits. Failure wear and tear fixed an issue that could cause the flight surfaces to take damage while the aircraft was loading. Fuel system fixed an issue on the FSX fuel system causing the fuel level of tanks to be overridden on FLT loads, even if that FLT does not provide any fuel tank information. Fixed fuel pump auto condition parameter not working when using decimal values. Added support for name-based index and fuel pumps index and fuel valve circuit. Support is only available if the electrical system is set upon the 24 version. And fixed an issue that could cause the fuel system state to be incorrectly loaded when using the SimFile FLT parameter. Hydraulic system fixed an issue causing helicopter hydraulic assistance to be enabled even on aircraft not on the 24 hydraulic system, potentially making them uncontrollable. Fixed an issue causing hydraulic rudder actuator to be inoperative if the hydraulic system either does not have an elevator actuator or that actuator is not operative. Pneumatic and ECS system fixed opening names initialization to properly take them into account. Glass cockpits added missing tooltips to MPA ASD57 radio in the LS-8 glider. The G1000NXI heliports are now displayed on the map with the correct icon. The Garmin G3000 and G5000 fixed an issue where TAWs could sometimes improperly issue a don't sink alert during approach and landing. That's great because there's been a lot of times, especially in like the Grand Caravan and stuff, where you're coming in for that landing, it's like, don't sink. It's like, I have my flaps up, I'm landing. Leave me alone. Fixed an issue where the GTC nearest waypoint pages would sometimes not update their lists correctly. Heliports are now included in the GTC nearest airports page if the runway surface setting is set to any and the minimum runway length setting is set to 0. The various tabs on the GTC airport information page now display a text message when no data are available for an airport instead of just displaying a blank list. The GTC airport information page now correctly displays heliport in the usage field for heliports. Heliports are now displayed on the map with the correct icon. Fix an issue where the display button on the GTC weight and balance page was not visible when using vertical GTCs. Adjusted the styling of the PFD, MFD soft keys to better match the real unit. Improved the logic used to generate smooth VNAV descent paths. Fixed an issue where, in a rare case, FMS speed targets would sometimes not be applied correctly. And hovering over a waypoint with a map pointer using the GTC map pointer control pop-up will now allow you to open the Direct to dialog or waypoint information for the hovered waypoint. The Garmin G3X Touch fixed an issue where the nearest waypoint pages would sometimes not update their lists correctly. It looks like the same stuff that I just read for that as well. Not seeing anything too different. Fixed incorrect volume to weight fuel conversions in CNS data bar fields and flight plan data fields. GPS OBS mode can now be enabled when navigating using the G3X's internal flight plan. Added sunrise, sunset at waypoint flight plan data fields. And added a WX altimeter, weather altimeter, maybe, I don't know, CNS data bar field, which displays the altimeter setting from the nearest METAR reporting. Oh, so I was right. Okay. Good. Primus Epic 2.0 integrated avionics system. Fixed an issue where flight plan waypoints were not clickable with the gamepad. Fixed an issue where VGP did not work for visual approaches. Fixed an issue where erroneous GPWS alerts were triggered on approach at some airports. Fixed an issue where the ground prox GPWS alert was not removed from the PFD when clear of terrain. And improved the logic used to generate smooth VNAV descent paths. So this one we saw a lot, especially in like the PC24. I think it's the PC24 and 12 that use this one, where if you're well above mountains and everything, it would still say ground proximity for some reason. That is now gone. The ProLine 21 integrated avionics system fixed the incorrect display of initial fixed segments of the flight plan page. Fixed an issue where procedurant names would disappear from the flight plan page after executing a mod plan on the other FMC. Added correct limitations of max 8 frequencies shown on multiple subpages of the frequency data page. Added correct sorting of frequencies on the multiple subpages of the frequency data page. Added correct interactions of cell APT field of the frequency data page. Pilot entered airport can only be cleared when it is selected. Fixed frequency data page not showing an airport had no frequency. Fixed CDU paging indicator being the wrong color and size. Fixed the log page not displaying after landing when the setting was enabled. Fixed an issue that caused the MFD to be blank if third-party developers hadn't created a takeoff and approach reference page in their avionics plugin, and improved the logic to generate smooth VNAV descent paths. The UNS-1EW fixed a bug that caused UNS to not publish autopilot modes to the VFMA vars, and improved the logic used to generate smooth VNAV. Physics fixed collision issue when the plane is moving under bridges. Aircraft engines added optional dependency of constant speed propeller blade pitch change rate on oil pressure. See SDK for details. Added support for 2 types of propeller RPM limiter. Pitch angle governor based for constant speed propellers only. Fuel flow governor based for turboprop engines only. The limiter is configured via newly added parameters in propeller section of the engine.cfg file. The EFB fixed an issue causing the liquid tank displays to indicate random numbers rather than a name. Added a warning in the mass and balance when the aircraft is overloaded. EFB apps which are not compatible with the currently loaded aircraft are now hidden. That's fantastic. I like that change. Because those are, I don't have too many planes that have their own apps, but I could see how that becomes an issue as you get more and more of them that do. So it'll keep things nice and clean. Fixed mass and balance empty tab to allow negative CG. Added pressure setting. Fixed Turkish capitalization of special characters I and I. Enhanced rain visual. Okay. We'll have to check that out. Enhanced rain visuals. Fixed logbook not reloading new statistics until restarting the game. And fixed sending flight plan to ATC not always selecting correct runways. Aircraft tech model behavior. Fixed issue introduced in the Sim Update 4 causing visibility behavior code to still be running even when current LOD does not contain the linked node. Added 2 new buttons on the animations tab of the model behaviors to filter in and out animation which are missing events, and those that are not in the GLTF. Aircraft gameplay ATC fixed an issue where the ATIS message repeated at high frequency when the text-to-speech voice was unavailable, and allow the player to cue a message for sending in the... Ooh, nice, okay. I like that. And that way you don't have to wait, because normally, before it was always just grayed out until whatever was... So you can actually already click it, and you'll be good to go for when you can talk to them. We'll mess with that as well. External HUD. HUD is now affected by the accessibility minimum text size option. Fixed an issue causing the HUD helicopter power indicator to limit the max power displayed to the max command level. Tooltips fixed an issue causing the tooltip of rudder trim to be invalid. Career modified the hold short validation in career to validate the mission step before the aircraft crosses the hold short line. Anything about hold short and improvements, I'm all for. So we'll see how that is as well. Improved messages for entering or when entering career is locked because of aircraft dependencies. Fixed missions filter not being applied correctly when looking at airport mission list. Added a step to remove windshield cover. Changed parking and hold short system to be synced with GPP. And changed hold short area from rectangle to line. Okay. We'll check that out. General bug fixes in career. Fixed aircraft selection flow when entering a freelance mission. Fixed wrong weather information for arrival airport and mission briefing. Fixed hold short changing position. Fixed ATC acknowledge handoff step remain displayed. After a skip to descent, I think that was part of the acknowledge handoff. Fixed characters hovering or moving partially in the ground in real-time cutscene in career missions. Fixed special missions timer not being hidden on missions without time limits. Fixed mission steps panel title not being retranslated when changing language. Fixed my company's graph not displaying correctly when first entering the page. Fixed fleet overview sorting options not working. Added a check on altitude to trigger flight level 10,000 overspeed warning. Fixed announcing final when ready to land via radio. The reset career binding is no longer displayed when not in the overview category in the profile page. Fixed switch input missing to access search bar when transferring aircraft from My Companies. Fixed screen narrator reading debug value when reading career briefing screen. Fixed aircraft store not resetting correctly when backing to change aircraft screen. Fixed taxi ribbon on runway sometimes displaying an unrequired U-turn. And fixed local time not updating when fast traveling. So it doesn't seem like we have heavy or super heavy just yet. Don't be worried about it. This is only the first build. These betas typically last about a couple months, which include other builds in the future. So just keep that in mind. Free flight fixed an issue where the aircraft could spawn with the engine running instead of in cold and dark state when using a custom on-ground spawn location in the world map. Fixes the fuel range display on the world map so it is directly projected onto the Earth, giving an accurate visual indication of the aircraft's range with the supplied fuel. Fixed player aircraft spawning at the wrong runway when launching a free flight in some airports. Fixed wrong voice used for the player's ATC communications when the AI radio communication setting is disabled. Missions fixed remove parking brake step remaining displayed. Fixed runway excursion landing if no parking space available. Aerial firefighting extended attack fixed after a skip fly to water. The plane appears with too much speed, preventing the player from slowing down the plane. Flight seeing rotorcraft fixed clear to landing. Player response audio does not play and does not display in communications tab. Medevac fixed the doctor's final dialogue triggering twice. Fixed scoring for reroute flow. And fixed medevac boarding cinematic can show NPC under the aircraft. You don't need them in the plane, they can just sit on the bottom of it. Search and rescue fixed parking brake step displayed after bush takeoff. And certifications, scoop endorsement, fixed aircraft going out of reward screen. World fixed generic buildings roof colors from afar. Fixed waving bridges in photogrammic areas with strong wind. Fixed breaks in tin water tile due to terraforming. And fixed rocks collisions with aircraft. Airport fixed nav data loading order, fixed beacon light position in low graphic settings, fixed movable airport lights seen through opaque objects, fixed airport popping on the world map, fixed missing centerline in taxi parkings, fixed grass detail map applied on gravel and sand surfaces for 2020 airports, fixed runway light meshes not loading sometimes, fixed backward compatibility issue for the airport apply flatten 2020 packages no longer take into runways to compute the terraforming area. Fixed generated skid marks taking tin color correction. Fixed surface draw order when using aprons with large negative priority. Fixed runway tree exclusion when the runway altitude is below 0. Runway exclusion is now weaker on tin trees. And fixed airport terraforming generated too late for big airports. Accessibility removed assisted yoke assistance as it limited inputs too much without notifications, leading to confusion. Ooh, quite a bit for VR. The VR bindings now correctly show the correct bindings for the current device when the user changes their device while on the menu. The cockpit interaction tooltip is now displayed in VR when using VR controllers, regardless of cockpit interaction mode. These tooltips were incorrectly hidden in legacy mode. It is now possible to hide, delay, or show the instrument tooltip directly from the virtual reality mode. Fixed an issue where a gray rectangle was around pop-ups when in VR. Fixed the cutout were not correctly surrounding buttons in VR. For example, after your first flight in career, when you are presented the certification button. Fixed an issue where the raycast white dot was missing in the pause menu. Fixed a crash occurring after switch VR on-off while using AMD FSR frame generation. The button VR control in now brings up the correct category in the options. Fixed world scale overridden between sessions. Fixed an issue where some interaction elements in VR would be ignored if another element would be behind it. Fixed occlusion projection using quad views, affecting engine exhaust for instance. Trying to create a marker after zooming in on the world map in VR no longer places the marker elsewhere around the point of selection. fixed the lag of the controllers and the UI when moving while in first-person avatar view, fixed several issues in trainings where some brief text weren't correctly displayed, and added the storage of the position and state of the panels in VR independently from their state in non-VR. Cameras fixed a dead zone that was present on some camera actions, preventing small movements. Controls fixed missing control of player character camera when toggling on cursor mode. Peripherals fixed display map and display navlog not functioning when activated during a flight. And we already talked about this. Peripherals remapped Alt-1 through Alt-6 on keyboards. So 1 is toggle nameplates, 2 taxi ribbon, 3 landing ribbon, 4 CFD, 5 wake turbulence, 6 3D thermals, and change VR toolbar toggle keyboard mapping to left control, and mapped VR toolbar toggle on gamepads to RB left stick or R1 and L3. Switched mapping of eye tracking reset in keyboard 2024 traversal profile from Alt-8 to left shift space. Some peripheral fixes, fixed some unusable actions being listed in control settings, added new input icons for VR controllers, and some other peripherals to distinguish them from gamepads when they were the same. Fixed conflict and briefing between accessing marketplace offers and the EFB flight plan. New access action now active when in cockpit interactions or cursor mode. New controls. We have collective axis relative, helicopter throttle axis relative, mixture axis relative, propeller axis relative, and spoilers axis relative. Added wake turbulence display toggle on and off action. Activities training. Fixed reach 1,000 feet does not get validated after reaching specified altitude during short takeoff. Fixed parking brake step if player leaves the cockpit. And fixed instructor final exam dialogue. World photographer fixed being unable to take photos in the photo mode in VR. And fixed world map Tiger area focus. Free Flight added a new tag in Free Flight aircraft selector on aircraft recently purchased from the marketplace. Player profile photo album on PlayStation 5. Photo album now stores pictures using the PS5 media gallery instead of using the game internal storage. Pictures deleted from the PS5 media gallery will be deleted from the photo album as well. Pictures deleted from the photo album will be deleted from the PS5. Did I? Wait. Isn't that the same thing? I think it's just backwards. And pictures edited using the PS5 media gallery edit feature won't be visible in the photo album. Note, photos taken before this update are not affected. Use the export to gallery button in the photo album if you wish to save a copy to the PlayStation 5 media gallery. And then the rest of it is just dev mode. I'll kind of have that going through. I'm not going to read that. So if you want to just kind of pause it if you're a dev and wanting to see what's going on, that is all there for you. Regarding general fixes, navigation, graph editor, project editor, and scenery editor. Camera stuff, sim object, visual, some SDK stuff as well. Wasm API, JS API, some tools, Exporter 3ds Max, Exporter Blender. Got all kinds of fixes and improvements there for you. And holy crap, there we go, everybody. Only 33 minutes, not too bad. But that is 1.7.6.0 Sim Update 5's beta build number 1. Very, very nice. I'm still so glad about this. I love that it's showing what variation you're at from this menu. The one thing I want to see is... I still don't have a label setting. I'm waiting on that. I just want to see this change to the rain, I guess. Let me do that. Or be the rain. Let me just spawn in here really quick. Alright, let me catch up with the chat. Wonder what if, I mean, it's a good chance of things breaking since developers aren't ready for whatever changes could happen in the back end, especially with a lot of stuff in the the SDK and everything, so just kind of keep that in mind. But check this out. Alright, well here, hang on before we do anything. Oh, it's not all pixelated. Oh, that looks much nicer now. Holy crap, I like that. It's nice and smooth and almost looks kind of liquidy. I love that as a radar thing with any app. So that looks much nicer instead of the pixelated blockiness that we had before. Nice. That is so much more satisfying to look at now for weather radar. Nice. I'm happy with that. But for those of you, I have good news regarding night flying in the 737. As you can see, I probably have to change up my settings a little bit here. My PC's struggling. The dome light. Oh, that's, I'm hitting the wrong one. I was worried. I was like, what happened? It turns off. The days of being blinded by that nonsense is over. Oh, we may as well check out this other stuff here too with the new buttons of, oops, I didn't do that. Because they apparently changed the visualization of things as well. Oh, we even have a whole menu? Look at that. Turn on wake turbulence. Get the thermals. Actually have some different colors going, because I think it was just blue and green before. It wasn't really much going on. Let me get the wake turbulence going. Nice, you can see it all getting pushed off from the wind. Don't mind our takeoff, I just wanted to see that. Alright. So there's all that. Very nice. And then we'll kind of mess with the... I'm really excited about the EFB, though. That's a great change with the radar. Looks so much nicer now. And Odin's going great. Does that mean the PS5 Marketplace is out? No. It does not. Speaking of which, is anything different here? Oh. Okay. Little UI switch here on the top part. Is there any other functionality? Because, I mean, they didn't really go into too much detail about it. Are they... Oh, I thought they were gone because it's not showing up. Got a little excited there for a second. But yeah, I don't think there's anything too drastically different. Everything else is looking pretty much identical. Okay. Just wanted to see if we were missing anything. I don't see any gifting yet. I mean, I don't think we would see that in a beta anyways. So, cool. Okay. I noticed that's here now too. Check out the marketplace to find new content from our community of creators. You are sure to find something you will enjoy. Cool. I absolutely love your videos. I just had a question. If you could make a video from start to finish, skip the flight until you're putting everything in. I mean, we did a whole thing with the Airbuses and ILS. Oh. That's... Pretty sure that's new. The arrows? Because it goes off of whatever you have selected. Here, let me pick the Skymaster here. It might have already been there. Maybe the UI is just different. I just don't remember seeing the colors. But you can see the performance differences of the aircraft you have selected. See the range and everything. Oh, that's the other thing, too. They added something with range. I wasn't really sure what they meant by that specifically. Let me go into the Titan. Because the range was always a circle, but it made it sound like there was something else. But I don't see anything different regarding that. Okay. And let me catch up with everybody here. And we'll just check career mode. I just want to see if anything's different there. I don't think there was. I mean, this first build was mainly focused on just overall sim improvements and everything. Again, this is beta build 1, so there's going to be more fixes. There's stuff that's probably not listed either. So just because I only listed off 3 things for PlayStation doesn't mean that's it. Plus, the PlayStation build isn't even out yet, so there'll be more. And we'll probably have its separate thing anyways for change logs. Can you try out career mode to see if they nerfed it? What would they nerf? And we'll try the A330 again, because we found a workaround for it, so we'll see if that happens still. But yeah, again, we still don't have heavy airliner stuff unlocked, unfortunately. Again, this is only the first build. I'm sure that'll happen throughout. But let me just do the A330 really quick. And we'll see if anything changed with it. The Sim Update 4 or Sim Update 5 beta will get to PlayStation here shortly. You will also have a beta. I think we just crashed, which isn't surprising. It's my first time I booted it up after the update, so I should have restarted it, because that's the main thing I always recommend. Anytime there's a new update, both a public build or a beta build, launch the sim normally and then just close it, because the chances of it crashing randomly as you're going through menus is pretty high right after an update boot up, so. Alright. Anyways, it gives me time to catch up with everybody here. Good evening, Cow. Good evening to you, Ash. Welcome as well. And there's no specific date regarding. All they said is they're working on it. It might be a couple days, it might be a couple weeks, but eventually the PlayStation side will also have the beta as well. Just not right now. Can you check if it got the Boeing business jet on career mode? I can definitely check. So yeah, if there's stuff you want to specifically see, we'll kind of dive into it as well, and I can test it for you. And the Dieball family, you are very welcome. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm so excited to be back into a beta again. It's been so long. And Sir K, good evening to you. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic Friday. Excited for Sim Update 5's beta getting out here. Hello to the 155 of you stopping on by. Very much appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's try this again. Hopefully we don't crash too much, but we're in a beta, so it's possible. So just keep that in mind. Things may break. Things may go chaotic. We never know. But while we're here, let me double check the 737. No other option available right now. That's nice to have that as UI. That way you actually know what's going on. But no Boeing business jet chest. Well, actually, no. That should be under VIP, right? Or is it just a special mission? I forgot. I haven't messed with it in a while. So let me pop back over to VIP. See if it's sitting in there. I don't think it is, but you never know. No. So there's the answer to that. So let's see if the A330's received any fixes for the career mode regarding its startup. Because I'm interested to see the new hold short, because it is no longer a rectangle. So we can kind of test that out, see how that all is, and see if it's improved. Because now it shouldn't be moving as much either. You know, you're going to it, and all of a sudden, right before you get there, it's like, never mind, I'm going to be on the other side of the airport. I'll give you a penalty and everything else. So it's interesting. My A340 is purchasable. Which I don't know if that's always been that way, but because I thought that needed the heavy certification. So 200, great, buy. Unfortunately, still no livery changes yet. And Killerick705 with the $2. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream enough to do it. Very much appreciate it. Welcome to the stream as well, by the way. We haven't really gone into the nitty gritty of things. I have to change up my settings a little bit because I think they've reset. So we'll mess with that on the ground here, but I want to see this first. Sure, whatever, just go for it. This might not be a good airport to test this out at, though, because it might not have ground services. But I'm interested to see if the A330 no longer just is already running when you first boot into it, so we'll see. And Alpha, good evening to you. Welcome. And Armchair Captain, good afternoon as well. Praying for co-op mode. Are we talking like shared cockpit type stuff? It'd be nice to see something like that throughout the year, maybe. Not gonna lie, glad there are lots of bug fixes so far, but disappointed in the limited improvements in career mode in this first release based off those release notes. Alright, let me turn up the audio here. I just had that all kind of turned down while we were talking about everything. Again, not everything always gets listed, so there can be other things we run into that have been fixed, just like the dome light. I mean, they did mention the whole toggling on and off all lights, but the dome light has been fixed. So, I mean, there's just little things like that that can be fixed as well that weren't labeled. A330 still on. And Alt 5, no. Oh, that's head. I don't have that. Nope. By the way, what is the talk? Oh, it just. Oh, I love it. When you're in walk around mode, there's no more HUD. That is so nice. Is that a toggle button or? I mean, I don't need it, so this works out perfectly fine. Nice. It looks so much cleaner now. So I'm going to assume that this is going to mission fail us. Do I have the audio turned down, by the way? Hold on. Oh, I do. Let me change that. Let me also make sure the graphics are set the way I want. Oh, this is kind of different. Nope. Okay, we're good.
November 55244. A ramp is on its way.
Alright, let's see if a mission fails us. It does not. Alright. Nice. Don't even have to do my pushback trick.
November Flight 244 is cleared to Honolulu Airport as filed, runway 17. Climb and maintain flight level 360. Departure frequency is 132.0.
And the engines haven't booted up. So we are just hearing the APU. Okay. So some changes did happen to the A330 then.
Honolulu as filed, runway 17. Climb and maintain flight level 360. Departure frequency is 1.
At least are they running? I don't think they are.
Squawk 0416.
Nope.
555244.
Good. Okay.
244, read back correct. Contact ground.
Because in the stream we did earlier this week, we were running into, we were just testing this out, and everything would be booting up right away. So, nice. That makes me very happy. Do you need help with the stairs? Or are you guys gonna... What are you doing, sir? Or autonomous staircase? Oh, my door closed as well. It's probably because I got out of the plane, so... Maybe I'm just gonna break it myself. I mean, eventually he's gonna just teleport over here, right? Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, it looks so much nicer without the HUD on walk around. Very happy about that. By the way, sorry about the door. Oh my. They weren't doing that before. I think some changes need to be made there, because they are all just using their head to get into the aircraft. It's alright. At least we're not getting mission failed, so that's a great sign. And Norfolk, nothing regarding being able to change the livery in this first build. Not to say that that can't be something that happens throughout this beta period, because as I was saying, these betas typically last about 2 to 3 months or so. And this is just the first build, so we can always be seeing some improvements going on. And we have found our first bug. Which by the way, let me go ahead and get my list started up here. Oh, it's so... I love it. I love it. Notes. Sim update 5 bugs. A330 passengers going through stairs. Man, there were a lot of you going to Honolulu. Too bad this flight's not going anywhere.
Boarding complete, Captain.
Oh my... Did they actually make... Wait, why is this all active in career mode? I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to push... Can we actually use this stuff now? Oh, I didn't mean to open that either. No way! They made it to where this stuff can be all used in career? Yes! We can finally use these add-ons outside of just free flight. That's why I was confused. I'm like, why am I seeing... Oh, that's great! What in the world? Is this... I don't know if this is supposed to be here or not, but that's crazy. Replay and everything is in career finally. Because before today, all that was disabled. Like, you weren't able to use that anywhere. That's crazy. So... I'm kind of like, is this... how does this mess up career, though? I mean, we'll test it out and see. That's crazy. Because I saw the airshow assistant, and I was like, did I go into free flight on accident? And because this was the thing I was disappointed about. You know, most of the time I'm flying in career mode. And now we have the flight tracker. Oh, that's crazy. Nice. So we'll kind of mess with that too throughout this, just to see what's going on. Oh, wait, what's that little... What's this ring around us all about? You see that? I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I noticed it. There's a little ring around our icon.
November Flight 5244. Taxi to and hold short of runway 17 via taxiway. Alpha cross runway Tree Bravo. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
And then hopefully, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hopefully flight control replay has seen some improvements as well. Oh, look at that. Stop before the hold short line. So does it just... hang on. Because the rectangle is gone. And I couldn't be happier about that.
To all passengers, our captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please stow your hand luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an...
I wonder if they fixed the bug, because they always just say the same thing. The departure is the arrival, and then the arrival.
Carefully read the special instructions card located by your seat. A reminder that this is a non-smoking flight, including the lavatories. If you have any questions, feel free to ask one of our attendants. Thank you.
This is running super nice.
Pay attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. To all passengers, please direct your attention to the front of the cabin for an important safety demonstration. There are designated emergency...
VR flights, yes. I was really excited to see the rectangle gone. So they kind of changed up how hold shorts work too. So I'm really interested to see what happens after you land at your location. If it's just freely go to any, you know, like tower tells you, exit the runway when able. And you're able to just go to any area and it'll recognize that. Because if that's the case, I'm going to be a very happy person. I can't believe we have flight control replay and all the other add-ons in career mode now. That is such a great change. I'm still interested to figure out how that's going to work, though. And I'll figure it out right now. Oh, it's not actually doing anything. I'm assuming it's not really supposed to be here just yet. Because it keeps us where we were, but not actually replaying anything. Well, I'll make a forum post about it and I'll get an answer for you. Because yeah, so far, so yeah, replay's not gonna actually replay anything at the moment, so. But yeah, I'll make a forum post about it and see if it's actually supposed to be enabled in career mode or not. If it is, awesome. But we'll have to get an answer for that later on, so add that to my list of things to post. FCR in career intentional or not supposed to be there. And yep, this is on PC. I mean, I would assume so, because, you know, my Airshow Assistant and the Track Log Pro stuff is here, which this all works correctly. You can see us there. Let me track ourselves. I still need to work on the UI for this add-on, though. Because they've made some nice changes already, but still needs some more work. Yeah, that works. There's our track. Nice. So, taxi arrows are not going to the right place. Not too big of a deal there, though, because you can see where you're supposed to hold short. Now that the rectangle is gone. I mean, there's been some changes to the UI of the marketplace, but nothing super drastic. At least I didn't think so on our first look. PS5 is going to be getting third-party support when it releases with Sim Update 5's public release, which is going to be in the spring. Well, yeah, the line is set up on the hold short line. Because now, instead of positioning your plane in a box, you're actually going to do what you do in real life and hold short of the line. At least that's what I'm assuming is what's going to happen here. Since it says stop before hold short line. So instead of sticking your plane halfway into the runway, you no longer have to do that anymore. Because now you legitimately come and taxi to the runway. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. So much better. Thank you for getting rid of those rectangles. My goodness. Because there were so many instances where it's like, okay, I'm halfway in the runway, but I had to be here to trigger it, and now it's just you do what you do in real life, finally. I don't know what to tell you, Real Aviation. Just a couple little UI switches, but everything else looked identical. And Brian, thanks for being a member for 7 months. Very much appreciate it. Can't believe it's already been 7 months. My goodness. And then I'm going to speed this up just to kind of get there, because I want to see how this is on landing with hold short and everything, how that reacts to it. We have no mission failed so far with the A330 on boarding, which is great. Yeah, I don't care. Just leave me alone. I'm just trying to race through this here a little bit. do I still have... Hang on. I don't have any sim rate stuff, so let me do that real quick. I think it was this and that. Did it backwards. There we go.
Contact Los Angeles Center on 1 tree 2 decimal tree. Good day.
But yeah, still the only way to really see what sim rate you're at is just make sure you set up a timer. And then you can see that I've got 2 times, 3 times. All that fun stuff. Because I'm just trying to get to 36,000 so we can skip to descent and see how the whole short stuff is after that. Slow that down a little bit there. This is probably the only time I ever use SimRate is to hurry up and get through things for testing. Other than that, I never use this thing.
244, acknowledge. 244, please acknowledge.
Captain, we just cleared 18,000 feet time to set the altimeter to standard.
Oh, okay. New call out. I like it. At least the co-pilot's getting a little bit more functionality there. Bouncing up and down, get us to 36,000 feet so I can skip. If there's a way to make it to where, because I'd love to have it in a beta version, since this whole, again, if you join the beta, the profiles and everything are completely separate from your base version of it. It'd be nice to have some extra functionality in the beta version, especially for career mode, to have the skip feature immediately, just to kind of get through things a bit faster, as opposed to, I mean, I guess it's kind of what SimRate's for, but...
Southwest 4 126 decimal 7.
Oh, we could have done this too.
Going to 1
Oops.
2 decimal 85 244.
I don't know how people play with SimRate. I always feel like everything's gonna explode if I do.
Los Angeles Center.
Oh, did you see that? It said queued for sending.
Passing flight level
So now if there's a lot of dialogue going on from AI traffic or whatever else, you don't have to wait for the button to be clear to push. You can already just push it and be queued for it, which is so much nicer.
For contact Los Angeles Center on 1 tree 5 decimal 5. Good day. 1 tree 5 decimal 5 for 244.
Oh man, I'm just trying to talk to somebody to lower. By the time I get to it, it'll be. We'll already be at 36,000 feet.
Flight level tree 60. November 55244, Los Angeles Center. Radar contact continue. Los Angeles Center 244. Request flight level 290. 244. Climb and maintain flight level 290. Maintain present altitude.
There we go.
244.
Get through this quicker here.
Climb and maintain 3,000 expect.
Uh-oh.
Runway.
That's...
Right approach via AGURY transition. Clear to AGURY.
Maintain present altitude. Expect ILS Zulu runway. For right approach via AGURY transition. Clear to AGURY 244.
55, 56.
244.
Yeah, there we go. We're back on real time now.
118.1 when inbound.
6 miles southwest, inbound ILS Zulu runway 4 right approach.
November Flight 5244, Honolulu Tower. Altimeter 3008. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 4 right approach.
Cleared ILS Zulu runway 4 right approach.
244, follow the aircraft on final. Wind 041 at 9er, cleared to land runway 4 right.
Cleared to land runway 4 right. 244.
But yeah, that's the main reason why I have no interest in sim rate. And never use that crap. Only for testing purposes in a beta like this. And why I also don't use the skip functionality either. Too many times you get thrown around and I want my extra money. Hey, the AI's not disappearing up close. That's nice.
Hawaiian 1058 contact center on 127.6. Good day.
500. 4. 300.
Don't really care how the landing will go, just trying to see what the new hold short is like for arrivals. See if those are much better as well, because I already love the change to the hold shorts. I'm getting rid of those stupid rectangles. Oh, here. Does it do a good job of kind of recognizing where you're at on the runway and change? Or yes, it does. Oh, yes. It's not just set in stone. It's like, oh, well, you need to go there. Okay. And now it says stop after the hold short line. Yes. That was the other thing that was really weird before with the rectangles is so many times you'd still be like, your tail be sticking out on the runway because it would hold short after the, like, that's just... This whole thing is already making me very happy regarding just the flow of missions in career mode. We're playing on PC.
Hawaiian 1027, turn next taxiway. Japan Air 784, turn next taxiway. 244, turn next taxiway.
I'm not worried about skipping. I don't use those features and never will in my regular profile.
244, contact ground on 121.9er.
There's a bit of an awkward spot here, and then toggle handoff.
1.9er for 244. Honolulu ground, November 55244. Request taxi to parking.
I could have probably gone a little bit further too. I should have probably tested that just to see, but we'll have more examples of that anyways. That makes me so happy. What a great change.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway.
That is just... That already makes me happy with Sim Update 5. Just the whole short changes. They were very, very much needed.
To all passengers, we have not reached the gate yet. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Thank you.
No, this is Honolulu International Airport. KHN, KHLN, right? HLN? Forgot. Nice. That is so good. When can we play it? Right now, if you want to join the beta. On PC and Xbox, and then at some point it'll be releasing on PlayStation as well as a beta. Just not today. Your rental has expired. I rented something? Oh, right, that airport. I was like, wait, what happened? Alright, let's dive into the Caravan, which had some changes to its ground handling. See if it's less chaotic, maybe? We'll see. I definitely don't want the amphibious version here. We're gonna load anything there? It was gonna just keep the fuselage and nothing else. Any performance improvements? Still getting kicked out of 4x frame rate multiplier with my 5090. I mean, honestly, since Sim Update 3, my PC performance has been pretty excellent with the 3060, so couldn't really say either way. Sedona? Then Sedona it shall be. In a nice cloudy Arizona, apparently. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. And rough landings, check out the Cessna 2.8 when you have the opportunity. It sounds like improvements were made. Okay. That was an old comment, so. 2024 should be discounted or free. Okay. Oh, nice. Real aviation. Very nice. Looks like we got some beautiful weather to test out the updated Grand Caravan. By the way, I'm just flying with an Xbox controller because I didn't feel like plugging in the HOTAS, so just so you know. I'm so happy with the new weather radar on the EFB. Oh, I can't. Did they change this? No, wait, what? I don't have any walk around in the Caravan for some reason. It still looks so nice without the HUD in walk around. I'm happy with that as well. But yeah, I can't walk around for some reason with controller in this. Oh, never, and now it did it. Okay. I'm gonna write that down just in case that happens more frequently. Walk around on gamepad weird? Question mark? Look how much nicer it looks. Oh, it's so much better. None of that pixelated nonsense. Love it. Pop-Tart? Pop-Tart the Brave. That's funny. Yeah, they put a detent on the Caravan. It doesn't just go into reverse thrust. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've been wanting that forever. Because when you're playing on a gamepad using A and B or X and circle, the Grand Caravan, and we need to check out some other planes then, it would just go into reverse automatically without you doing it. And it would make it a pain to land this because of that. It's like, okay, am I close to going into reverse at the last second and all that? Oh, it's finally a detent. Oh, that's great. Same to go back into out of... Oh, that's so much nicer. Thank you very much for that change. So much nicer. I couldn't be happier right now. This is excellent. What in the world? I'm glad you guys feel the same way because, man, it really made landing difficult because it's like, oh, I don't want to go into reverse right now and then drop out of the sky. Oh, they made some great changes. Oh, this is awesome. Very, very exciting to see that. I forgot what else had that. Was it the Sky Courier that did that too? I'll have to see the other ones. Because I'm hoping they all got a detent. Awesome stuff. I still can't get over the hold short being way more realistic now. The square boxes are like, it's just, that is some amazing changes already just from one build. What version should you get for 24? I mean, that's up to you. If you go standard, it's a great selection of aircraft. Ooh, quite the wind to our right. Oof. Well, it's going to be a good test to see how the plane handles on the ground, though. It feels a lot more controllable. Like, it doesn't feel like the plane's wanting to just go and take off immediately. Like, it just already feels a lot more controllable and less chaotic, even with the crosswind going. But yeah, if you go standard, a great selection of aircraft there. Deluxe has amazing planes, from the Titan to the Sky Courier, and then of course going into the Premium Deluxe version, a lot of improvements have happened to those aircraft as well. There's still some room to be worked on, of course, you know, with the H225, the 787. Did I say the 787? I don't know, but either way, no matter which edition you pick, you're gonna have a great time with the sim. So it just all depends if there's other planes you're interested in from those other editions. Oh, hang on, let me go to idle and not try to go into reverse really quick. Oh, that's such a great change. I've been wanting that change since forever. Nice. But yeah, all I know is performance is looking awesome. Got this nice heavy downpour going on. Some lovely scenery. And things are running nice and smooth. What's my basic graphics settings? I can show you. Because I don't remember. I don't really play on the PC version much. I got off-screen terrain pre-caching at high, and then the only thing I really take to a high importance is ray trace shadows and ultra clouds, because I love the clouds and I love ray trace shadows. But everything else is set to pretty much medium, because I think the sim still looks absolutely fantastic with those settings there. And yeah, that's that. They changed up that UI a little bit too. No, heavy cargo is not there. Not yet, at least. I'm sure we'll get a beta build with it, though. But just not in the first one. Let me gain a little bit of altitude here. You are welcome, my empire. Do you know if there is anything wrong with the 24 store? Because I try to buy a plane and my Microsoft store just kind of freezes and stuck in loading. I mean, I didn't try buying anything just yet, so I don't know. And nice road dog. Just trying to do this a little bit quickly here.
500.
Got a lovely little crosswind going. Oops, I did not mean... I'm so sorry. Hang on. Hang on. I gotta get used to flying this thing again. It's been a little bit. Change up my camera thing here. Still getting the don't sink, but it's probably because of slew mode kind of causing some craziness. No, this is... Oh, and look at that. Holding the brakes doesn't do the little side dance anymore. Nice. Even with this crosswind, it is so much more controllable here. And here, let me just change this up really quick so we're not dealing with that. But you can see how landing with a crosswind is way less chaotic here. So let me just go with no wind here. Just get a nice smooth landing. Oh, okay. Come on, slew mode. Give me some forward momentum, please. No? Okay. Thank you for that. I know. Calm down. I'm still going to put the blame on slew mode for that. Regarding it freaking out about don't sink. And then just hold the brakes. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, that's so much... Thank you for changing that as well. The Grand Caravan is already 100 times better to fly. Because if you watched my streams before regarding the Grand Caravan, I would always recommend going into reverse thrust and don't use the brakes. Because it would do this back and forth teetering on both gears, left and right, over and over again if you just went full brakes. That's gone now. Flight model, so much better with the Grand Caravan. And something I'll be buying back in career mode because it's nice. I mean, it was... It was good practice having just an absolute chaotic experience with the aircraft, but I'm glad that's gone now. It's so much more controllable and not just absolute nonsense on the ground to maneuver. We'll do one more. I just want to do one more test without slew mode just to see if we still have the... I don't think we will. Regarding the don't sink callouts. Because the other thing with the Grand Caravan it was just so twitchy. Even just trying to maneuver, like you'd push a little bit on the left or right rudder, and the plane would go bananas, and that's gone now. Very, very happy with the changes that we've already kind of messed with so far. Career mode liveries cannot be changed still. Not to say that won't happen once we get to the public release of this, because again, this is just build 1. We will get future builds with other changes and improvements and quality of life changes, so... But currently in build number 1, it is still just default livery. Where can I find the changelog? Hang on. I will post it in the chat. I went through all of it in the beginning of the stream. But here it is for you to enjoy. Alright, just wanted to double check that. Perfect. Sim Update 5 will release in the spring. But Sedona is very nice. I agree. We'll do one more landing here, and then if there's something else you want to see specifically or an issue that you were having with the plane, I'm more than happy to dive into it and see if I can replicate it. Or just anything else in general that happened during career mode or whatever else. I mean, SimRate still looks as chaotic as ever, which again is why I do not use it ever. Elric? In a CJ4? Greetings from Sweden. Hope you're doing well. How's the Sim Update 5 beta? It is fantastic. Great changes in career mode already. The dome light in the 737 finally can be turned off. The Grand Caravan has a fantastic flight model now. The absolute chaoticness of it is gone. And that's the main things we've looked at so far. And very happy with it. So everybody was having issues with the C-17's audio, right? That was on every platform, because we can dive into it and see. And of course, the Grand Caravan now has a detent. It doesn't just automatically go into reverse thrust anymore. But yeah, the slew mode was just breaking the instrument panel because we didn't get the don't sync call out on a regular approach, which is what I was expecting it to. I mean, look how, oh, it's so nice not fighting this plane every time it touches the ground. Excellent. Oops, I didn't mean to put that much power in there. Sorry, that was my bad. My fault, plane. The rudder is a bit weird, though, because I'm not holding right, and it's still kind of... There we go. I think we're good. No, that is going to be in my career portfolio again, for sure. I hope we get A340. I will actually, for some reason, I don't know why it's there. And then we'll get to the C-17 here. Alright, see you later, Real. And greetings from Brazil. Happy to have you here, Aldre. welcome. And Sabir, hello, welcome to the stream. But yeah, for some reason the LVFR A340 is available to purchase. I'm not sure why, just because I thought it required the heavy airliner stuff. But yeah, there it is. Which I thought was pretty funny. Because I don't think well, here, let me just check. Maybe heavy cargo is just there, but it's not a certification we need to get just yet. Let me double check. Holy crap. Okay. Well, for some reason... Oh, shoot. It is here. Ooh. Okay, the certification just is locked, but the heavy cargo missions are here. Yes. I think the sim crashed. Converted cargo aircraft. Ooh. Well, hello. So it is in the beta for heavy cargo. I don't think super heavy though, but at least we'll be able to somewhat test that. But yeah, my sim crashed. Hang on. Well, I know what I'm making videos over this weekend, so you can expect a little bit of that. Let me crash the sim here really quick. It's here. Well, it's the only A340 that supports career mode. That's why I mentioned it. So. And J380. I mean, got a lot of aircraft fixes going on. Grand Caravan has a new flight model. We have great improvements to career mode. Heavy cargo is available, which is awesome. I'll get to finally use my C-160 from Azure Poly in the mode, which is going to be cool. And I don't, oh, goodness gracious, I wish I didn't bring it up, because now it's like everything else. I don't care. I have it. I bought it because it was one of the only planes that had heavy cargo 3 months ago, and that's why I got it. My goodness, I'm not here to do a review or say it's bad or good or get something else. It's the only A340 that supports career mode. Sorry for showing it. Goodness gracious. Anyways, that's why I don't like doing airliners much, because I could care less about it. Goodness gracious. Anyways, let's dive into heavy cargo in the beta. And I went to the marketplace, didn't mean to do that. Do I need to, or do I require night currency? I mean, I'd get it anyways, because that should get you towards live weather missions. Anyways. That's crazy. Oh, but you know what? They're buyable, but there's no missions for them. So, we're not going to be able to do anything. The tease just continues. First it's in the changelog, but then it's not actually there. Now we have the planes, but there's no missions for them. Let me see if my C-160 has anything. Maybe it's just the A330. Nice, get to choose. Yep, there's just no missions available right now. We're getting closer. Oh, man. Hello, Mrs. I mean, I'll get to the C-17. Just focused on some other stuff here. It's all good. We will get there. Well, it's closer to a thing, but there's still no missions for it. At least let me just double check. Just passenger transport. Why am I not? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. But yep, no missions just yet. It's all right. They're gonna just sit in that hangar till it's ready to go. Because I was really hoping to kind of see the price points of things, but that's fine. All right, C-17. I do not want a Canadian livery. I'm going to switch that out here. I need to get the livery pack with the US-based ones. Hypoxia hasn't been a thing on the PC-12 since Sim Update 4 released. That issue's been gone. The shirt Skyvan? Oh, the shoebox? I mean, I doubt anything was changed. It's probably still a 2020 thing, which is why I don't have it installed. Primarily want to focus on 24 things as opposed to just random 2020 things, but I'll keep it in mind. I think that's everything for the C-17. We'll let it boot up and see how it sounds. Are we at? What is happening? Are we going to boot up? Because I see heat coming out of the engines. Or exhaust happening. There is no audio on the C-17. Let me restart it, see if it was a one-off. Oops, that was probably pretty loud. There's no audio for the C-17, so let me just reset and see if it was a one-off issue or what. Well, let me do that as a bug really quick. C-17 has no audio. So there's the answer to that. Let me see, because I think it was a Sky Courier that had no detent either regarding its reverse thrust. It would just go into it. Could be wrong, but... Sky Courier. Oops.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Oh, no. This unfortunately still goes into reverse without a detent. So if the Sky Courier can get the Grand Caravan love, that would be excellent. I just want to try something else real quick and see if it's based off the livery, but I doubt it. And then we'll spawn on the runway and see if there's still no audio, because then we know it's fully bugged.
Springs Tower, None Papa Tango Alpha 569er, ready for straight out departure at runway 17 left.
Yep, nada. All right. You'd like and no audio. Has nothing to do with settings. Just going to remove that. No media. C-17 has no audio in this first beta build. Completely silent. Got a free flight. Pick anywhere in the world to spawn into. Spawn cold and dark. Create topic. All right. Just wanted to make sure, because, you know, it could always just be a random thing that happens regarding the way it spawns in or anything, but it just doesn't have anything regardless. So it's basically the Boom Supersonic on PlayStation. This is the variation that we get over here. But here, since somebody brought it up, I'll look at... Can we finally... Oh, wait a minute. Can we finally go to my library without having to... Why? I still don't know why it's that way. I'm not sure why you have to go to the main menu in order to go to the library. Would still like to see that changed. But again, I doubt anything's changed here. Or do I even have it? Maybe I don't have it. What is it again? Skyvan, that's right. I guess I don't have it. Oh well. Makes it easy. Makes it easy. The update is going to release in the spring. If you want to turn off the music, of course you can turn it off. Let's see. You know what? Here. We'll do a short... Hopefully I can... Well... No, here, I know what we're gonna do here. Do we have... I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just want to see more of the lovely new hold short stuff. So just want a short flight, preferably with the Grand Caravan. There it is. Wait. What? Hello? Oh, is the Grand Caravan not part of ferry flights? Well, then never mind. I'll use it as an excuse to fly this thing then. Hey Drew, any other Thrustmaster peripherals working? No new information on that right now. I'm assuming we'll hear stuff about that throughout the year though, regarding new peripherals on PlayStation. Hello Callum, do I have Xbox One? I have. It's been in a box since 2020 when the Xbox Series X has released. So I've not touched it since. The way you move through these menus, it's like you've played a few times. Yeah, Jason. Thousands of hours in the sim. Forgot to add that in my post. You have audio on the Xbox? Are you in the beta? Because I mean, I can test that out too. I'll look at it later. I'll change my description then for now. I'll have to look at it later, because I don't feel like switching up all my settings here. By the way, we did crash, so in case you were wondering. So, yeah, I'll look at the Xbox version later. I don't feel like dealing with all that right now. Not in the mood. I guess I can get it set up though. Hang on, it's gonna be a blank screen for a second. Oh, man. Because of the way my setup is, it's kind of a pain to do this all on the fly. Of course, there's an update. Why wouldn't... Oh, shoot. It's not even plugged in. Hang on. That's all right. I'll just leave it alone for now. I'll test all that stuff out on my own. I don't even know why I'm in the Xbox dashboard beta stuff anymore. That program has been kind of... It definitely wasn't, or isn't what it was in the past. Because it was a lot more exciting being part of those... the beta testing for the dashboards and the Xbox in general. Those days are long gone. But anyways, what I was going to do originally here... Aircraft model, get back into the T-34B, unless that's why we crashed, because if that happens again, then we know that's why. But hopefully that doesn't happen again. Oh, even a shorter flight, that works out even better. And awesome to hear it, Jason. Ferry flight mission. Nice little short hop. Just again, wanting to test out more of that hold short, because I absolutely love that change. And I like this plane from Coronado, so, you know. Gives me another excuse to fly it.
It with the cops, and it's
X-Ray Alpha, Charlie Kilo Uniform with Mike. Request taxi for takeoff, east departure.
X-Ray Alpha, Charlie Kilo Uniform. Taxi to and hold short of runway 11 using taxiway Bravo Charlie. Contact tower on 118.6 when ready.
There they go. I was about to say, like, I don't know why those aren't loading in there.
Taxiing.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn on the smoke.
Using taxiway Bravo Charlie, Charlie Kilo Uniform.
Speed this up a little bit. You know, I thought I heard stolen, but I wasn't entirely sure if that's what I heard or not, so that's why I didn't say anything. Well, you know. Big market for the T-34s out there. I wish I had subtitles on. I should have turned them on, but yeah, because it did sound like it might have just been the location we're heading to or something that sounded like it. But I did hear something similar to it as well. But I'm like, you know what? I won't say anything. Want to see what Sim Update 5 is about? You can scrub back to the beginning, or you can check out the changelog there. The first 30 minutes is going through everything that was added, and all that good stuff. Trying to hurry it up a little bit. I mean, honestly, why am I trying to be all careful anyways? This isn't my normal career profile, so you can give me all the penalties you want. Just want to help speed this up. Oh, we need to turn to the left. The taxi ribbons are going kind of a bit aimlessly. They're not actually heading to the hold short, so something else to kind of keep in mind and keep testing a little bit. Oh, so somebody stole the plane. Okay, and we're just bringing it back. Gotcha. That makes more sense then. But yep, in case you're just joining, the rectangles of sadness have been eliminated from the sim. And now you are just holding short before the line, and then landing you're holding short after the line, just as you would do in real life, and it's already just so much better. Just want to see what the range is on it. Pretty close. Which again, you know, makes sense. There we go.
Del Norte Tower, X-Ray Alpha, Charlie Kilo Uniform ready at runway 11. Departure to the east.
X-Ray Alpha, Charlie Kilo Uniform. Altimeter 29906, departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 11.
Because I'm really interested to see how that handles like smaller airports, because that's where most of the issues would arise from the hold short stuff. Which is the reason why I wanted to do a kind of a short little ferry flight hop here. because the chances of running into those small airports are much higher. I would imagine I mean, they did some changes to how taxiing works anyways. I mean, a lot of the times there isn't a taxi, like it should be. You pretty much take off from your general area a lot more with Sim Update 4. But something we can see if anything's changed, but I don't believe so. So does this actually work in career? I hope it does. Hang on.
Del Norte Tower, X-Ray Alpha Charlie Kilo uniform. Continue for east departure.
That's awesome, it does work. You guys gonna get closer to me though? What are you guys doing so far away? It's weird. The stuff is enabled in career mode, but it doesn't. It acts a bit weird. Which is making me think that it's probably not supposed to be enabled in career mode. Oh. Oh, you're somewhat closer to me. You're still pretty far for some reason.
Charlie Kilo uniform, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Interesting. Something else I'll have to kind of investigate a little bit more on, because we already messed with the flight control replay in career. You can record, but it just keeps the plane with whatever position you're already in, instead of actually replaying anything. So, not 100% sure. Now they're not even spotting anymore. Interesting. Well, I mean, at least it still works. It's cool to use it here in career, but... Got her tracker on. And how are we doing on our flights? Not bad, just get over those mountains and then we'll be at our destination. Just such a fun plane to fly, I love it. I mean, I don't know what my answer should be. Just, I mean, I'm loving all the changes so far. Had quite a few crashes on top of it, but again, that's to be expected going into a beta, so... But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's a fantastic sim update so far. Haven't gotten through everything, of course, but... My early thoughts on it, I'm enjoying it. Great changes to career. I love that the Grand Caravan has its flight model completely redone. It's so much nicer to fly now. If you want to check out all the changes, you can head over to the changelog right there. Got some nice mountains to the left here. But yeah, I mean, overall performance. Again, for me personally, performance was a big improvement from Sim Update 3 already. Sim Update 4 improved more of that, and then still nice and smooth than Sim Update 5's first beta build as well. This is a T-34. It's released last month from Coronado. Oh! Is it just because I didn't look at this page in this orientation before? It looks different. Oh no, just never mind. It just looked different from the horizontal view there. But yeah, this is the T-34B from Coronado. Excellent aircraft. Also is available in career mode, which is what we're in here. Just kind of testing some things out. Third-party mods are now enabled, it seems. Still need to get some clarification on it. I'll do all that after the stream ends. I don't want to spend too much time writing there and then not doing anything on the stream, so I'll try to get those answers later on. Yeah, normally the planes in the airshow tool are much closer to you in the formation, so... I just think they did a really good job with this plane, though. It's just a fun one to fly. Don't mind me, just kind of looking at the form here. Getting nice and turbulent in the updrafts on the side of the mountains here. And then once we land, I'll switch over to the Xbox because I want to test out some things. Well, actually, crap. I still need to download it. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. And we're almost to our destination already, which is exactly why I wanted to do this. Because if you're new to the channel, I don't do long flights because I find those to be absolutely boring for content, so we stick to nice short ones, get to see a lot more going on, and all that good stuff. And I know, plane, calm down. I know the RPMs are low. Just wanted to descend a little bit. And of course, performance around a lot of trees and bigger forests have also been... There's just been a lot of performance improvements all across the board, so... If you were having any issues, hopefully you're having less issues. Because again, like I said, I run a 3060, and my performance has been very, very nice since Sim Update 3. And then on top of it, with the 64 gigabytes of RAM, and then the i7 7700 series Intel Core CPU. Or however you say it, because again, I'm not that versed in PC, so... Oh. I'm not sure I like the blue being... Can I change that at all? Is that a setting? Doesn't seem like it, because I'm not sure I'm a fan of not seeing the blue one, because it kind of just blends in. At least change the color of the airplane icon of your own. I mean, yeah, it's bigger than the other ones, but I don't know, I kind of liked the blue that was around it, because it made it really easy to figure out where you were at a quick glance. Obviously on a shorter flight it's not that important, but maybe that's why I was confused about the the ring around the plane. I was like, I don't remember that being a thing. Maybe the blue is just gone, or they're just testing out some changes with it. Away from these mountains, we're being rocked around like nobody's business. Which again, I think I can open this, yeah. They did change this whole thing up and change the way it's showing up so you can get the thermals. Added a much bigger range of colors and everything. Get to see the intensity. And of course the wake turbulence that you leave behind will turn off the thermals so you can see that. Because they've made a lot of improvements and changes to how that all reacts. So you can see all those lines are the air that we've disturbed behind us kind of lingering and then fading out as we, of course, get further away from it. So changes to the look of it, and I think just overall wake turbulence improvements, especially with AI aircraft in front of you. So we'll probably go... Actually, we'll do that next. Once we land, let's just go to a major airport and we'll turn those visuals on and just see how the AI aircraft are creating turbulence throughout the airport. I think that'll be fun. Oh, why did it put us in Washington? Alright. By the way, this tool here is a third-party add-on. We did a video over that, TrackLog Pro. It's a built-in-the-sim flight tracker where you can do all your logbook stuff. It's cool seeing this available in career mode because before Sim Update 5, this was not available in there. So I'm hoping this isn't just something that's random and shouldn't be available, because it's cool having this. This, of course, works on console as well, which is another big selling point for me, since obviously you can't use things like Volanta and all that on console. So to have a flight tracker that works on everything is pretty cool. Still needs improvements, but it's better than the first build was, for sure. The flight tracker, it is called TrackLog Pro. You can see it up here in the top left. I think it was 10 bucks or something I bought it for. But yep, you can do a logbook. You can put in your departure, your night landings, instrument approach stuff, night. Add some other notes to your log and just keep that as your own thing. And then overall, it'll keep track of total of day landings, night landings, your flight time at night, flight time in the daytime. It's a pretty cool tool. I like it. I'm hoping they'll keep evolving this and improving it. And of course, you can get other details about your speed, your altitude, the elevation you went over. The other thing I really love about this is being able to have labels. The thing I'm really wanting from the EFB, but you get the city names, road names, and everything. It's a really handy tool that I like. And when you zoom in, you get all the roads, you get to see some point of interest, see what you're flying over. It's just nice having that detail, and I hope one day the EFB will also get that included with it. And of course, it knows where you're flying to because it gets that information from the sim itself, so you can see where you're heading. You know, all that type. It's a cool tool. I like it. It needs work, but it's still nice to have. Instead of having third-party stuff running in the background as well as the sim, it's just all built into the sim itself. I've got a HUD on the cursor when I look around when flying the Hornet. I can't figure out how to turn it off. You turn the cursor off with RB and left stick. If you're talking about this, you just close it. You can see the button on the bottom of the screen there. You just hit that again and it'll get rid of the cursor mode. Because you don't need cursor mode in order to look around. You can just use the right stick. And have a nice clean screen. Well, so far everything we've flown, I haven't seen the instrument panel restart. Was that an issue on PC and Xbox? I know obviously on PlayStation it was. But I haven't seen any instrument panels freak out so far. No, it's flight data. Oh, you're talking... Okay, so you're talking about this then. You are talking about this. Oops, what did I just do? I don't know what I just... Okay. I don't know what I hit, but I guess I'll figure that out. That is probably HUD and cockpit view, which is going to pop up here right now. You talking about this? And then, of course, if you're outside, you'll also be seeing... Oh, and here's the new option, by the way. You can toggle the HUD to be on or off and walk around. I will definitely be keeping that off because it looks so much nicer being a clean screen. And then, of course, this is external HUD. So you turn that all off in settings, flight interface, cockpit camera HUD off, and then external view off. And then you'll have the screen looking like mine, nice and clean of any menus or UI, no matter if you're an external or internal camera. It's the first thing I always turn off anytime I go into the sim, or a new sim. I don't want any of that on my screen. And you know what? Do I have a belly cam with this? I don't? Oh, Coronado, you need to fix that. This deserves a belly camera. Well, that is disappointing.
Mike, India Kilo traffic, X-ray Alpha, Charlie Kilo uniform, 1 miles northeast, 1500, inbound to land, runway 21. Mike, India Kilo.
This is a perfect example, because these are the types of runways where it's just, the smaller airports, there's a lot of them that are kind of just messed up. So that's why I wanted to see how hold short works at a situation like this. Oh, come on, get that nose wheel down so we can turn here. Oh, this won't be a good example, because it's just going to make us get off the runway anyways, and that's it. Alright, that was pointless for me. Oops.
I'm happy to see my plane back home. I missed it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Love that plane, though. That is going to be another one that I pick up on the PlayStation when the time comes. Oh, shoot. Well, I didn't stop the... Oh, well. Just thought about it now. But the hold short, it's no longer a rectangle. You're actually hold... I'll do another example here. Was there something... Oh, crap. Oh, I can still test that. We'll still go to a bigger airport, and I'll showcase the hold short here. But the rectangle is gone. It's now basically lifelike, where you get to the hold short and actually hold short of it, as opposed to going in front of it or whatever else the rectangles were doing. Just so much better now. So let's go to LA really quick, and we'll kind of mess with that. We'll go to free flight for that. It's definitely not a P-51 minus the guns, and Microsoft didn't make it, so I don't know why you're waiting for Microsoft to update it. But okay. If we're talking about the T-34B, if we're talking about something else, then I'm still lost, but... Let's pop into... I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just want to kind of see how... I'll just pop into the Piper here. So far with the... I mean, again, I only had limited experience with it. I can't definitively say so far it's been really nice. It's been a big improvement regarding all that. I haven't noticed anything too weird, but the sample size is just too small to really definitively say if it's been 100% fixed or if there's still going to be things to run into. So... But with the limited testing we did, it's 10 times better than it ever was.
Charlie Oscar Whiskey Tango Whiskey November, ready to taxi. Close traffic with Gulf.
Charlie Oscar Whiskey Tango Whiskey November, taxi to and hold short of runway 25, right via taxiway Echo 16 Echo November Delta Lima Kilo 2 Kilo Charlie Charlie 1 Bravo Bravo 1. Contact tower on 119 decimal 8 when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway 25, right using taxiway Echo 16 Echo November Delta Lima Kilo 2 Kilo Charlie Charlie 1 Bravo Bravo 1, Tango Whiskey November.
All right. And where's that at?
Tango Whiskey November.
Oh shoot, now I probably messed it up by doing that.
Tango Whiskey November. ATC services terminated. Good day.
Well, anyways, it's a blue line on the hold short, the actual hold short, and then you just perk it up like you normally do in real life, and it'll trigger that the square box is gone. We showed it earlier. Anyways, what we came here to do is check out the new and improved wake turbulence, which now actually does something in the sim from the AI aircraft as well. And you get all the new colors added to it, so you can actually see more of the strength of what's happening. And of course visually show the length of wake turbulence. So what I want to do is let's take off right after somebody lands. Well, actually, we'll do it when somebody actually takes off, because then we'll get more power out of it, of course. You still get a decent amount from a landing plane, but I'd rather do it behind a taking off one and see if it really interferes with us at all, or kind of feels the same. Is Delta Airlines actually going to take off? I just realized he doesn't even have any bars. It might have been because of slew mode again. I don't think he's actually going to take off. Of course not. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, you do feel it. Nice. Finally, wake turbulence is actually doing something, because before you just take off behind an airliner and nothing else would really go on crazy there. Nice. No, that's great to see. Now look at our wake turbulence we're leaving behind with this prop plane. Very cool, though. That's what I wanted to see. I was just kind of was interested because so many of the times you'd fly behind something and nothing would really occur. It would just basically be like nobody's flying in front of you. Just want to see this multiplayer player too and see if the wake turbulence and just the overall effect is going on for them as well. Yeah, when we did we did it in an A330 just to kind of mess with it. Once we landed, it showed up early, but then we just kept going a little bit and it reset to another spot that was the next exit into a taxiway, so again, I'll need to test it more before I can definitively say, like, yeah, I mean, just the early stages of what we've experienced, the whole flow of the mission regarding hold shorts, how to get off the runway after landing seems just miles above what we had previously. And I think the H-60 just disappeared, of course. I think there's somebody else over here. Wake turbulence doesn't actually really have an effect until the aircraft... Well, I mean, I still feel like you'd be bouncing around a little bit on the ground because of all the airflow going under the wings, though. I mean, it wouldn't be just completely still going behind a 737 inside of a Piper. This won't really help me out, though, because I don't have the Black Hawk. I just want to see what it's doing, though, in a situation like, oops, I don't have head tracking nonsense, thank you. There it is. Okay, so multiplayer, it's not doing anything with a random model. Let me find somebody else. What are they flying? Oh, sweet. I actually have that one, I believe, so we should be able to see something. If there is anything, multiplayer models might not be doing anything. It might just be the... I mean, that would make sense, to be honest. I don't think it would be a very enjoyable experience if you would be affected by multiplayer players and their wake turbulence, because then there could be a lot of griefing happening from that. You know, somebody in a 747 can go in front of you while you're landing a Cessna 172 or whatnot. So I could understand as to why multiplayer players would not have any effect to your aircraft. So yeah, there's nothing. Okay. I mean, again, that makes sense. It would kind of be especially if there's like a big meetup or something of a bunch of people being at one airport, that would just be absolute chaos for one, the sim to simulate all the wake turbulence, and two, just trying to land in that situation wouldn't be very good. Look, I didn't mean... never mind. How long do betas last? Typically about 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. But anyways, I think that'll do it for today. We're about to reach 3 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look at some of the things included with Sim Update 5's beta. With really great changes. I'm really happy with the things that have kind of tweaked in career mode. I'll do some more testing with the hold short. I want to get some other stuff tested. We'll probably be on the Xbox version probably Monday, just to kind of do some tests there, see how everything's doing. And yeah, that's basically it. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.